What is up, everybody? Dan and the Fireman here. We're going to be going over this mistake. It was very simple, a little bit too much front brake, in a little bit of a panic because we're about to miss our turn. It's going to happen right here. And he's going to apply the front brake and it's going to dump the bike and he's actually going to be down. He talks about the injuries. So he's got a bent handlebar and then his fingernail, I guess, got really messed up, swollen knee and all these different things. So thankfully he wore full gear. There's the guarding of his swollen knee. So immediate pain, and this is why we wear stuff. But what happened? Let's figure that out. So I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, this is a very simple thing. This is not something we need a video on, all these different things. But guess what? This still happens out there. This is a human error, rider error, whatever you want to call it. It's not the motorcycle's fault that you have good brakes. You need good brakes in order to stop when there's an emergency or anything like that. But we don't need to apply them in the middle of a turn like this situation. So yes, we do need to watch this. And yes, we do need to learn because this happens quite often. And it's a mistake. It wasn't something that, like, even myself, if I did it, it would have been a complete mistake. I'd be like, man, I know better. And I think that's what happened here. I think he knows better. And so he's going to say bye to his buddy. His buddy's going to take off. What he's going to do is going to keep going left. But he went to wave, and it really messed up his counter steering. It really messed up what he was doing. And he's going to get to this situation right here and apply the brakes. He's going a little bit too wide. So it's either apply the brakes or run into the median. Like I said, my assumption is that he wanted to continue on with the roundabout, not turn off here. And the reason why I say that is because he originally was turning that way. So he's going to start to turn that way. Why is he going to do that if he can just continue going straight? So he was going to continue turning to the left. A little bit too fast because he went to wave at his friend, and then he went to apply a little bit too much front brake because he was going towards a median. So you see that handlebar dive, the front end dive, and how it's
okay. So when you brake and you square up, you go straight down. We talked about that little weird concept of the bike wanting to dip. Now, if you are not squared up, I want to show you. Let's get that out of the way. So this is squared up. This is me applying the brakes, okay? So I'm going to move towards the camera. Watch the compression of the suspension and watch the light dip down. So I'm going to move. I'm moving. Oh, I got to hit the brakes. You see how it bounced back up, basically? The compression, and then it pushed back up. Now, let's do that one more time. Perfect. It's perfectly fine. That's how the bike's designed. Now, let's say I decided to brake in a turn, or at the last second I decided to swerve but didn't, but then slammed the brakes. This is what's going to happen. Uh-oh, turning. I start to fall. The heavy bike. I need to start working out again.
So when this happens, keep your handlebar straight, and at this speed, you probably would have stopped in time before hitting the median, or commit to something. You know, commit to either a right-hand turn or commit to the left side. Remember, not everything needs to be a braking or a swerving. It's just finding an escape path. How do you get to that escape path? Well, in here, you could have just committed to a right-hand turn and everything would have been fine and did it U-turn somewhere else, or commit more to the left-hand turn and do that too. So let's find our escape paths. It's not everything has to be a braking or a swerving. But if you want to learn how to do braking, swerving, or even turning, check out DDFMcrew.com. I have a bunch of videos on there, and they are the main staples. You need to understand how to apply your brakes appropriately. You need to know how to swerve. You need to know how to do a slow speed, straight line, slalom, U-turn, all these different things, because you need to understand the balance of your bike. You need to understand how it feels when it's at slow speed or even high speed. All these different things are very important when it comes to learning. So this was a very simple mistake. Dumped the bike because he applied too much front brake in the middle of a turn instead of committing to one of these turns or straightening up the bike and applying really good progressive brake pressure. And real quick, I just want to say thank you to my patrons for making this possible. You guys are amazing, and it allows me to do this full time and research new ways of making riders safer, and then also how to produce better videos for you guys. So if you want to help me produce better videos and allow me to do this full time so I can spend most of my time on this type of stuff, swing on by Patreon and see if it's something that fits you.
And pull. Think of an orange in your hand. Go ahead and grab an orange if you have one, whatever. I want you to grab it and squeeze slowly to get that juice out. You don't just yank it and smash it, right? Same thing with the brakes. Pull it in slowly. Squeeze it slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.